Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today's my birthday, as of 2 hours ago. So there's a little bit of a celebration, and most people watching this will probably be watching via the VOD that will go on YouTube. I will be ranking every single Call of Duty Zombies map as of 2024, just coming into 2024. So everything that I've played I will rank. There is also a category for stuff that I've never played. However, we'll be going through this methodically and doing everything. I am an old school Zombies player. I've been playing since I think since the release of Der Riese and World at War. I think I was there pretty much from the start. I didn't have World at War to begin with. My first Zombies game was Black Ops 1, but I played World at War with a friend around his pretty much all the time. We played Nukt, Verrucht, and Der Riese. I went back and I played World at War Shi No Numa, and I've played everything from then upon release date up to Black Ops 4. And in Black Ops 4, I've played these starting maps, and I've played a couple here and there, but I kind of switched over at that point and started playing PC games. But I've seen a lot of recommendations from people who've done their tier lists, so shout out to Chopper, shout out to Mr. Telexify, Noah J, and a few others. Chaos X Silence, Duke, King of the Toes and Black Ops 1, let's go. But this is going to be based off of a few different things. It's a personal take, so obviously feel free to disagree with what you want here, but I'll be ranking things based on how I feel that they do. I'll try and rank it based off of a few things as replayability value. There'll be elements of falling into that, things such as how challenging the map is compared to how easy it can be, because I feel like it's a big element of the map. And for someone who's been playing the game for a long time, I like to be challenged in a map, but I also like to be able to jump into a game and play. So, yeah. There will also be, as well, a couple of other things that come into play. I might adjust the stream quickly just so I can zoom in. Can I hide the favourites bar? Don't want to accidentally give away any of my information. Hello. Nah, let's leave it for now. That can go though. How do I get rid of the favourites bar? There we go. Cool. So yeah. Yeah, welcome. Replayability is a big one. How challenging a map is based on how easy it is, but a map can't be too easy, it can't be too challenging, it needs to be able to apply to both the casual player and the hardcore player, because I've been one and the other at various points. If the map's genuinely quite enjoyable to play, I feel like a map can have sometimes too much setting up, which can deter a player away from playing it. Say for example, Zetspo has a long setup time, whereas something that's something where the map flows quite nicely, like Mob of the Dead, it's easy to set up, despite the fact that it's a long setup, because it's what you were doing anyway if you were doing the Easter egg or high rounds, or you wanted to get all of the equipment that you need. The setup for that map feels less strenuous than something like Zetspo, where you have to run around watering plants all the time. But we'll come to that when we come to it, you'll see what I mean. How well the game plays as a whole. But obviously old games are going to be detrimented a little bit by the limiting factors of the previous engines. So obviously the World at War maps will get a little bit of a setback from that. Whether the map was very glitchy, I will be taking a look at maps on release as well as their current state. And just overall, it's mostly my opinion. So chill with it. Anyone who's reacting to this, please don't go too hard on me, if anyone at all. I've been around the community for a while. I have a Zombie World Records account. I've taken part in ZWC 1. No, what was it? What was the competition? There was a competition that went on a few years ago, like a long time ago now. There's been a couple. I entered to both of them, and both times almost made it. So I'm a well-seasoned Zombies player. I dread to think how much combined time on all of the maps, and multiple round 100s, and Easter eggs on pretty much every single map that I'm about to cover. So bear with me. This is going to take a little while, but we're just going to sit back and enjoy the experience with me. And this will go into a VOD that will go onto YouTube, so If you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much for joining. Also, please leave me a little happy birthday in the comments section, because as of the day of recording this, it is my birthday. So thank you very much for joining. Anyway, kicking into it, Nacht Toten, there will also be an element to the ranking based off of how it compares to the previous map and the map ahead of it, because it needs to sit comfortably as being a jump up from the previous map, but it needs to also be it needs to kind of be a stepping stone for the next map. It needs to be something that the developers can look at and go, okay, this is where we go from here, and we go on to the next map. And I think Nacht, you'd be silly if you didn't put it anywhere below average. A lot of people would put this in great, because obviously it's the starter zombies, but there are so many limiting factors with Nacht, and it really upsets me that it's limited, because what this map is lacking in gameplay totally makes up for an atmosphere. Nacht and Verrückt, and to an extent Shino, all have this amazing ability in World at War to really genuinely scare the player. And I think part of that comes down to the fact that zombies can spawn anywhere, they can be behind you at any point, it's a 2-hit down and you're dead. The ray gun, as much as it's your best weapon, is also capable of killing you. So it's stupid crazy, like, in terms of map balances really well. And I've got to give massive credit for that, and the atmosphere is incredible. But as an overall, you've got to take it into consideration, compared to every other map beyond it, it's hindered by the Zombies engine in World at War being shit, because let's be honest, the zombie gravity sucks, and pretty much everything relating to zombies in World at War suck. The actual zombies themselves are horribly useless, slow, janky, apart from super sprinters, which are weirdly quick. Zombies can just come from anywhere, any point, any room. It can take forever to get to the spawn room on this map on low rounds, and that massively detriments the game, because getting SAP in this game, the first 5 rounds are going to take you a good 10-15 minutes. So enjoy sitting around staring at an empty room. And the other thing with World at War is that, besides, obviously it has an element to it which is a beautiful atmosphere and a really scary atmosphere, it's not very bright and colourful, which is fine, because that's not what the game was going for at the time. It's going for creepy and dull and dark. This is World War II, apocalyptic environment. This isn't supposed to be bright and colourful, which I think detriments a lot of the future maps that are trying to go for this crazy artistic coloury style that suits to the younger generation. But this knew its target market, and it hit its target market beautifully, and without Nacht we wouldn't even have zombies, so putting it anywhere below average is not okay, but it can sit there. Verrückt was a step up, and I think putting Verrückt in good is fine. The map massively upscaled in size. It's still restricting. Verrückt is you're never sitting comfortably in Verrückt, and training is difficult in this map. But at the time, people weren't training. This wasn't a strategy that worked. You'd sit by a trap, you'd use the trap, you'd cover the 1 or 2 windows that were on the other side of the trap, and then you'd just trying to kind of make sure that zombies weren't backing you into a corner. That's kind of how it works at the time. You sat in a corner of a room, and you see how long so you could survive with friends. And Verrückt's perks, massive step up. I think bringing the perks in massively steps Verrückt up, and I think it's phenomenal what it does. Now, this is the only map, Shi No Numa, that actually benefits from having a really shit engine in World at War, because without Shino's World at War engine, you wouldn't have 24 zombies around, which means that the Wunderwaffe that's introduced in Shi No Numa means that essentially you can get pretty much infinite number of rounds, because it's one shot does 10 kills, you get dog round every 4 to 5 rounds, which is a free max ammo, you get max ammo in the drop cycles anyway, and you can use traps. You get insta-kill rounds after around the 100 mark, I think it's 120, 130, so this is the only map that actually benefits from having the engine be a bit shit. And for that reason it goes into good, but does it sit ahead of Verrückt? I think the one thing Verrückt does a lot better than Shino is the atmosphere. And I'm not sure whether I'm going to prioritise gameplay or atmosphere in this situation, because it could go this way, it could go this way. And just to clarify, if something's further to the left, it's higher rank. I'm going to leave that there, I may come back to it. Der Riese introduced the most quintessential part of any zombies experience ever, which is the Pack-a-Punch, and for that factor alone it goes here at least. However, Derice also introduced the main structure that would be used on a lot of zombies maps later on that are genuinely phenomenal. And for that reason, you've got to put in amazing. However, this map works the opposite way to Shi No Numa because Derice has so many glitches and so many flaws and so many issues. Pack Punch is wonderful, don't get me wrong, but the Wonder Wolf on this map, if you get hit by the Wonder Wolf, you've got no jug. Even if it says you've got jug on your screen, no jug. You are a 2-hit down, you'll be 2-hit down until you go down, and if you're playing solo, Quick Revive doesn't work, so have fun being 2 hits for the rest of the game. So you can't use the Wonder Weapon on this map, which sucks. Monkey Bombs were also a cool introduction, and I remember playing this map and I fucking loved it. But looking back on it now, this map was so glitchy, it was so flawed, and I think I complained about it when I was... When did this game release? 2008? 2009? Maybe 2010? No, 2010 was Black Ops 1, right? So even when I was way too young to be playing this game, I still complained about stuff like that then. Like, I remember shooting the Wonder Wolf with Jug, and it hit me, and then I got hit, and then I downed. I was like, what the hell? The Wonder Wolf just instantly downs you. Because you're a 1-hit, 2-hit down. And yeah, as it turns out, that was a limiting factor of the map. So it goes here because of the map structure, the intensity of the map, and it finally defeated the 24 zombie glitch, where you'd only get 24 zombies around. You now got as many as you do in the modern day zombies formula. So it brought a lot of factors in that the modern day zombies formula follows. And I think for that reason, you've got to put it up here, but the glitches bring it down to here. Let's just be straight up honest, the Black Ops 1 versions of each of the World at War maps improved the maps. And I've put them here because you can compare them side by side, right? They're all just minor upgrades. Nacht gets improved, you've got Mule Kick on the map. You've got Mule Kick on all of these maps, which is such a weird addition, but I think Nacht gets improved. Truct is improved because of the Super Sprinters are gone. Weirdly, Shino doesn't get improved, because the thing that was going for it was the fact that the zombies engine was a bit broken and a bit shit. But now that you've taken it out of it, Shino is no longer as fun as it should be. So Shino actually drops down to average. And I'll stand by that statement. I know the zombies engine in Black Ops 1 is way better, like leagues above World at War, but Shino does get slightly worse, and Derice is amazing. It took all of the glitches, fixed them. Anything I've just said about Derice is repeated directly here, but goes into amazing. Kino. And yes, I am on board with every other person in the community who's been here for ages saying that Kino is massively overrated. Kino's not bad though. See, the thing is, I've now got to compare it to other maps on here. Kino doesn't go ahead of Derice. I think it goes here. It's better than Black Ops 1's Verrucht, but it's not better than Derice, and considering it brought nothing new to the table, it can't have the same element of it brought these massive upgrades to the... it's one of the most basic zombie formula maps of all time. Like, it's 3-lane, and each lane meets at the back of the front of the map. Like, that's not creative, it's not innovative. Kino is an absolute blast to play, and it's my first ever zombies map, so if there's any map I should be nostalgic about, this is the map. It's not it. However, the zombies map that did introduce brand new stuff, and did it very well, is 5. Why does everyone in the community shit on 5? This map is so good. This map is so fucking good, and everyone shits on it. I don't know why they do it. This map is actually amazing. The characters are cool, the Wonder Weapon is not very powerful, which means that besides it being a tight and technical map, you've now got to challenge yourself to not use the Wonder Weapon as a get out of jail free card. And a lot of the maps within Black Ops 1 are broken because of PhD flopper. No PhD on this map. So if you want to use the ray gun or you want to use the Mustang and Sally, you're going to have to use that shit wisely. There's no get out of jail free card. The high round strat is so unbelievably difficult that I agree with Lex. This is one of the most difficult round 100s you can get. That's possible to get. So 5 gets shit on too much. It's leagues better than Kino. Leagues better. The only limitation is the fact that the map is ripped straight from the campaign, which does mean it doesn't get marks on improvement in the map variety. But it's a cool design. It's a cool design. It had some goofy glitches which were more fun than detrimental to the game, and I totally get why people like it. But I think the characters make it. Man, this map is so good. And it goes in great. It's going to be bottom of great when we get all of the maps out the way with, but it's great. Like, don't get me wrong, the Reese is going to be more like mid great. This is going to be bottom great, but it's still there. Excuse me for a minute. Just going to get some water very quickly. I'll be right back. Okay, throat was drying up. We're good. Okay, Ascension. Ooh. This was the first ever map I played upon release, because I was one of those Christmas noobs who got Kino at Christmas rather than release date. I think at the time it was released in October or September. My birthday's in, obviously, January, so I never got to play it when it came out. But this was my first ever map that was like, I was there for the release. And Ascension is better than Kino, but I don't think it brings a lot to the equation to make it great. And here's my thing with Ascension. I talked earlier about the limitations between having a map be too easy that it's not as enjoyable as it could be. And I think that's Ascension. The thing is with Kino is that it introduced the concept of training, but not everyone was training yet. You still had people camping for as long as they possibly could in spots. And Ascension went, no, this is how you learn training. If you want to go and learn how to train for the first time in any zombies game, Ascension is your map to do it. The zombies mechanics in Black Ops 1 are good enough that you can learn how to train in this game, and it's not going to be up in your face over the top, because zombies are slow in this game. They're not over the top. They're not going to be, you know, there's not some massive over the top boss zombie that's going to come out and ruin your day. This is, you know, this is where it sits. I just realised I forgot to mention that in Shi No Numa there's the dog round introduced, which kind of makes me want to put it above Verruckt, because dog rounds are a massive thing to bring into a game, and that's very innovative, but I'm not going to put as much emphasis on innovativeness as other things, and I mentioned atmosphere is what puts Verruckt ahead. I still stand by that. But yeah, Ascension doesn't have enough in it to make it great, but it's still good. There's some cool things on... Oh no, Ascension bought the first ever Easter egg. Shit. Do I put it in great then? See, here's the thing. How much do I rate Ascension against 5? That's the real question, because if I rate Ascension against 5, then I have to put it in great. Said that set 5 is going to be like the back end of great. I think Ascension should go in great. I think it should go there. You bought in Gersh Devices, Matryoshka Dolls, and Monkey Rounds, which was such a cool, such a cool thing to introduce. The maps are really cool for learning how to train. There's loads of extra features on the map, like shooting down the rocket to get double points when you pack a punch. The Lunar Landers are such a cool addition as well. The G-Force machine in the spawn as well can be used to get some higher rounds from spawn. Like you can do first round starting room challenges on this map, and they actually are fun. Yeah, I think it's great. The problem with Black Ops 1 is that I rate all of the maps very highly, but Black Ops 1 is such a bare bones game that it's difficult to rate it highly. Yeah, it's going to go there. I'm going to move on to the next map. Do I even need to say more? Call of the Dead is the fucking one of the goats. It's the goat of Black Ops 1. Sorry to spoil Shangri-La and Moon's rating, but this map is genuinely flawless. With Ascension, they went, hey, we want you to stop camping, so we're going to introduce the biggest training areas for you to give it a go. In Call of the Dead, they went, you're going to stop camping now because George is constantly chasing you, and I love that. Yeah, this map's phenomenal. the structure, the way that you can get across the map so quickly. There's so many different ways to get around this map. The Easter egg's cool, and it's different on solo and multiplayer. That's such a cool I keep forgetting the word. Innovation. And I feel like innovation is going to be the key word of this whole thing, especially during these early games. Call of the Dead upscaled massively as well. Like, Ascension was obviously massive in size, but Call of the Dead actually managed to take a bigger map and make it feel like every part of the map was important. I feel like the only part of this map that wasn't very important is like back of the lighthouse where Staminap is, and where Speed Cola is, that little like island area before you jump back in towards the lighthouse, just below the lighthouse. Those are the only two part of the maps that aren't very important. Back at the boat where the box spawn is inconvenient, but that's where Jug is. And they knew that. They structured the map really well to not make it too easy. I totally respect that. I think Call of the Dead is awesome. I think the wonder weapons are not too powerful. Perfect. I think the VR11 making your teammate an insta-kill for I don't know how many seconds it is, but in co-op is such a cool thing to include. Yeah, you've got to be strategic with this map. And it's the first map in Black Ops 1 besides 5 that poses a challenge. But whereas 5 poses a challenge because of its layout and structure, Call of the Dead poses a challenge because of the way that you have to play the map. You can't go into certain areas of the map without being trapped in a corner if you don't go too cautiously. I think zombie respawns happen on this map for one of the first times as well. I think if you walk to the other side of the map from a zombie, they start to respawn, right? I think this is the map that did that. So you got to give Call of the Dead massive credit for that. It's cool. The Easter egg is awesome. The characters are amazing. The fucking Easter egg song. I forgot to mention the Easter egg song. All of these maps are incredible, but Call of the Dead is something else. Like, Ascension is my favourite Easter egg song of all time, but Call of the Dead is so good. So good. Not Ready to Die by Avenged Sevenfold is unreal. It's so good. Okay, Shangri-La next up. Shangri-La aged nicely. I feel like the community looks back fondly on it now. I'm just going to stick it down here for now. Yeah, Shangri-La, people look back on it fondly for now. And I appreciate that because this map was never loved at the time. People thought it was too confined, too constricted, there's not enough freedom, and the map looks so good. Black Ops 1 always struggled with the fact that every map looks a bit dull and boring, but 5 and Shangri-La look so good. So good. Yeah, Shangri-La has to go at least good. It's better than Gino. Better than Ascension. There's a lot of things in this map that also make me deter it a little bit because you've got the Shrieker zombies, which are just unnecessary, the Napalm zombies, which are also unnecessary and can down you in a one hit if you don't have Juggernaut, which is just ridiculous. The monkeys are cool, but sometimes don't really help. You've got to be massively skilled to play this map. Play it well. Play well on this map is massively difficult. And I think for that reason I'm going to put it in good, because it doesn't appeal to everyone. And I like a map that appeals to everyone a bit more. And for that reason I kind of want to... It's so difficult to compare these maps because they're so similar in my mind. In order, if I was to put all of the maps from best to worst, they'd all be so close. But I think personal preference, I'm going to put Ascension over Shangri-La. And whilst these look like they're really far apart, these two, Shangri-La and Ascension, they're actually a lot closer than you think. Moon is great. However, concept of going to the moon is genuinely one of the most cool things they've ever come up with. And the Easter egg ending, oh my lord. This has the best Easter egg, one of the best Easter egg endings of all time. The Easter egg itself is like massively RNG and can be very unfun. But the fact that you can, like Black Ops 1, you had to do the Easter egg co-op and you had to have Call of the Dead and Shangri-La done to do Moon, which is such a cool idea. But the low gravity is glitchy. The zombie pathing is a bit weird on this map. The wonder weapon is awesome. The astronaut gets fixed in Black Ops 3, but Black Ops 1 is just not very good. So I think I'm going to have to put it down here. I think all of the limitations that Moon gives itself means it can't stand out as being a particularly amazing Black Ops 1 map. And the only reason I say this is because I've recently played Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 1 versions of Moon, and Black Ops 3's version is so far ahead. And just in this situation, I'm only talking about specifically Black Ops 1. We'll come around to that later. Transit is fucking awful, but it's so fun. If you hop into a game with 4 players, it's so much fun to play. But this map is so poorly made, and I don't know what to say about it that the community hasn't already said. It's limited by its hardware, which is so unfortunate because Transit had so much potential, but there's fog everywhere, the map looks awful, the denizens are just atrocious, the lava is such an awful addition, the travelling about the map using the lamps is quicker than using the bus, which is supposed to be like the #1 way to get around a map. The Wonder Weapon is awful, and the only way to use it is to use a glitch, which is dumb. It shouldn't exist. If your game is well designed, that shouldn't work. And I don't want to hear this, oh, well, that's how you're supposed to use it. No, it's not. You're literally glitching by using the knifing animation in order to get the gun to like wind up enough so that you don't break it. That's so dumb. And I don't have people defending it going, oh, well, the Wonder Weapon actually is like statistically the greatest Wonder Weapon of all time. Nah, get your bitch hairs out of here. I don't want to see no fucking jet gun being ranked as one of the best Wonder Weapons of all time. It's awful. It's awful. Transit is actively bad, and it needs to stay there. And anyone who fights this, you're looking through rose-tinted goggles because it was your first ever zombies map. Bus Depot is equally as bad. It's trying too hard to be Nocturne Totem without having the nostalgia or the atmosphere, which completely is the only thing that saves Nocturne Totem. Farm is bad. Town is good because it took all of the elements of Transit and made it decent, but it's not amazing. Yeah, Shi No Numa innovated too much to put it below Town. Town didn't do anything particularly special, it just took everything we needed from Transit and put it into a map that was fun to play with friends, and I think people look at Town a lot more highly than they should, because Town was the only saving grace of Black Ops 2 zombies at the time. And if you fight that, you're just lying to yourself. Nuketown. Such a difficult one to place. It's going here, no matter what. But is it going behind Shi No Numa and Black Ops 1? Nuketown is like the intense version of combat training for zombies, or at least in Black Ops 2. This is like the, I want to challenge myself, but I don't want the map to be too complex. This is Nuketown. The random perk spawns are just awful. I don't know how they could have made it so that it like works better, because you can't choose which perk order they spawn in, but having the chance of getting Jug at like around 30 on a map where you need Jug pretty much from round 15, it's not even funny. It's just bad. It's just bad map design. The one-off weapons are cool. The M27 is awesome. I think the LSAT was introduced on this map as well, which was cool, and it came back later, but yeah, this map's bad. There's nothing more to say about it. I'm so sorry, Die Rise, because I actually love you, but you're just not a good map. The design is poor. Jimmy Zielinski was like, hey, sandbox map, let's chuck a load of stuff in it. You can go and do what you want in it. We're not limited by hardware as much as we were in Transit, but it still feels limited. I think Die Rise has the potential to be amazing, and I'm really looking forward to playing the remaster when it comes out for Black Ops 3, which I think is coming out for Black Ops 3. And that's it. No more to say about Die Rise. It's there. It is what it is, I'm afraid. Die Rise is limited in its gameplay. There's not really much else to say. Go. Do I need to say anything else? This map is as close to perfect as you're going to get. I say that in terms of what Black Ops 2 was capable of, this map is like easily one of the best things they could have made. It feels like a film in a video game at a time when creating a film atmosphere in a video game was nigh on impossible. You look at it now and you look at like the demo tutorials for the new like Xbox games, there's like a Matrix demo that my brother was playing the other day, and it looks like you're playing a film. This map in particular, reminded me of playing a film. I fucking love it. I love the concept, I love the characters, I love the Wonder Weapon, I love the Afterlife system is such an innovation, because for years, literally years, we've been clinging on to the 3 downs in solo with quick revive. But Afterlife was such a cool innovation, the way that you could use it as well in the map. You could sacrifice an Afterlife to open parts of the map or try and benefit yourself. It's such a cool innovation, and I totally get why people love this map, and I love it too. Buried is great, but I can't put it above Derice because Derice was too innovating. But Buried is great. Buried is Jimmy Zielinski's concept of making a sandbox map gone correct. And the Paralyzer is such a perfect gun for this map because it's not really ridiculously over the top powerful, which is what this map needs, because the only difficult thing about this map is getting to round 100. Everything else about this map is piss easy. The Easter egg's not massively difficult, which I feel like I haven't really talked about with a lot of the maps previously, but for example, Transit and Die Rise Easter egg were a joke. They were so easy, it's not even funny how easy they were. Buried Sharpshooter Step is such a cool challenge, and the Seeper Easter egg is cool as well. Mob the Dead Easter egg is also phenomenal, which adds to its GOAT status. And I'll do this, I'll probably get through all of these and go, wow, I forgot to talk about this on this map or whatever. Origins is also a GOAT. I don't know whether it sits ahead or behind Mob. Me personally, I put Origins ahead. Because the thing that Mob lacks is that once you've got to a point where you've set everything up on Mob, it's like, well, what do I do next? But you can do the Easter egg or you can go for a high round. High rounding on Mob isn't particularly the most fun thing to do. I feel like with Origins, I'm never running out of stuff to do. And for any ADHD gamer out there, that is perfect. I'm not ADHD, but I still like to have stuff to do in a map to keep it interesting. And I feel like with Origins, I could keep going to round 40 or 50, and easily there is so many things on the map to do. It's so much fun. The stars are awesome, the upgrade quests are incredible, it's such an innovation. Yeah, so good. I cannot criticise this map at all. I think the only things that let it down are the mud is a bit overpowered in Black Ops 2. I think it gets worse in Black Ops 3, but Black Ops 2 mud is bad. And the Panzer, the claw on the Panzer can be really annoyingly powerful. They grab you from the other side of the map bad. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to go and get more water, bear with me. Okay, apologies, I'm getting through water like this no tomorrow, my throat is so dry. Yeah, Origins is a GOAT map, everyone knows it. And the only reason you'd ever put this map lower than GOAT is because you're inexperienced at zombies and don't know how to play it. Pretty much it. Weirdly enough, one of the only maps that didn't get better with its remaster, but we'll come around to that. I don't think there's anything else to talk about with Origins. The Easter egg was cool, as much as the outro cutscene was a bit like a what the fuck at the time. We can all appreciate it now, and I appreciate the Easter egg itself because it copied one of my favourite campaign missions of all time in terms of the Easter egg steps, and I fucking love that. It's so cool. So cool. This map is awesome. And for a very, very long time it was my favourite map. Now, a map that grew on me massively over the years. Shadows. I think the thing that Shadows does a lot better than Origins is atmosphere. Don't get me wrong, with Origins, I feel like I'm in a World War I battlefield trenches, and that is what you're supposed to feel. With Shadows of Evil, they didn't just create an environment that makes you feel like you're there, they created a whole ecosystem where you know you're there. Like, I open up Shadows, I know exactly what time period it's in, I know exactly where I am in the world, I know exactly what's going on, I can sense the atmosphere around every corner of this map, and I think This map does everything Origins did, but better. And it's not limited by hardware. And I think that's an issue Origins had. And I was looking forward to seeing it be remastered on Black Ops 3 because I wanted to see these limitations removed, but they didn't innovate enough with the Black Ops 3 version. And they had opportunities to. Shadows is genuinely flawless, and I have no critiques about it. The Cthulhu crossover style is incredible. The Apothicon story is such a cool innovation. The characters are actually an absolute delight to play as. Apart from listening to Jackie call himself by his own name a million times, the map is an absolute delight. I have no complaints whatsoever. I'm so sorry, I think I've got hiccups now. The Giant. The Giants had opportunity to innovate, and I feel like the Giant's purpose in Black Ops 3 is for it to be the map that people go to if they want to have a simple zombies experience, which I feel like Black Ops 1 does really well in terms of having one map for every single kind of playstyle that you want to play at the time. The Giant is great for that purpose. Here's the thing, the Giant took all of the issues that Doris had, fixed it, so the Black Ops 1 version, and then it innovated even more. So whereas I think Doris on Black Ops 1 should get credit for being the fixed version of what the amazing game was, the Giant had to innovate a bit more than it did, and for that I can only give it great. I think alternative ammo also kind of breaks this map a little bit. I think it makes it a bit too easy, because the fact that you can stand in the starting room with a Wunderwaffe and Alchemical for the first 50 rounds of this game is a bit broken, and it kind of pains me to see. Don't get me wrong, around 100 on this it's not easy. But this map doesn't pose much of a challenge to someone who's trying to look for a bit of a challenge. Whereas, for example, in the Greats, you've got Call of the Dead, which gives you a challenge for obvious reasons. Mob of the Dead, which gives you a challenge because it's not this massive open map. You are in a jail block. You need to make sure that you watch every corner. You need to be careful of everywhere. You need to, the wonder weapon's not stupidly overpowered. Origins is everything is trying to kill you on the map. Giant 1,000-foot robots, Panzer Soldats, the Templar zombies, the regular zombies. Everything on that map is trying to kill you. Even the tank that you use a form as a transport can kill you. Shadows of Evil. Everything again is trying to kill you. Whether it's weird spaghetti meatball characters, flies, zombies, apothicons, what they called the zombies that come out when you do the Wormgate step. I can't remember what they're called. And the Margwas, which are trying to kill you as well. The Giant just doesn't have that. It's just zombies and dogs. And I feel like for Black Ops 3 it's a little bit underwhelming. I know it's the side map in Black Ops 3, but could have done better, and I think that's its downfall. The Rising Drac is a goat, and it's going to go back of the goat section. In terms of 4 maps that I know in my head are perfect and cannot be beaten: Shadows, Origins, Mob of the Dead, Rising Drac. Call of the Dead's up there for personal sake. Everything else up there in the goat section kind of sticks now. I don't think there's anything else to add to it, and that is complete spoiler alert, but these are the 4 goats. Jason Blundell hit 4 back-to-back bangers off the start of the creation of this game, and couldn't top it. And I think even he knows that. I think he knows down in his heart, he put his heart and soul into Mob, Origins, Shadows, and the Rising Drac. The Rising Drac takes the formula of Origins, and it does everything Origins did well, and some stuff better. But I think the Rising Drac's downfall is the fact that Black Ops 3 engine makes the game too easy. I like a bit of a challenge, which is what Origins gives. The other thing with the Rising Drac is that it's a bit more simple in terms of there's not as much stuff to do on the map as Origins. There's not as many hidden Easter eggs, there's not as many side quests, there's not as many different things to do. It's a little bit limiting. But it's still awesome, don't get me wrong, I'm not criticising the Rising Drac. I think these 4 maps are pretty much flawless. But I think the reason why this one goes below the other 3 is because of the reasons I've just mentioned. That and the fact that it didn't innovate to get to where it is at the top as GOAT status, it just made whatever was taken before it and made it better, or as good. Alright. Zetsubou. Get shit on too much. It's good. It's a good map. Actually, do you know what? If Ascension... No, I've got to bring Ascension down because I don't rate Ascension over Zetsubou. I now have to bring Ascension down because I think Zetsubou is better than Ascension. But the problem with Zetsubou is that it's got so many things holding it back. Setting up on the map is pretty much doing the Easter egg, and I don't want to do the Easter egg every time I want to play a map. Sometimes I want to go onto it for a relaxed experience, and if you want to play Zetsubou for high rounds, you've got to find the best spot on the map to go to, which is where the Easter egg boss is. You've got to find the best weapon on the map, which is essentially doing the Easter egg, and the watering system with the buckets is just so fucking dumb and broken. And it doesn't always 100% work. It's not like you do this combination of stuff, you're gonna get this. It's a bit of an RNG factor, which is so dumb, especially when it takes like 4 rounds to grow a plant. What's the point? Why have RNG? Just give it to us. If we spent 4 to 5 rounds making this exactly what we want it to be, don't then go and take it away from us. It's so dumb. Okay. GK is amazing. GK doesn't fall into the status of GOAT for me personally. I know it does for some people, and GK takes the Reese formula and makes it so much better. Like, these two are miles apart. This is way closer to this than it is to this. Yeah, GK is closer to Call of the Dead than it is to Reese in Black Ops 1. But there's a couple of things I'm missing for me when it comes to Gorod. I think it's the simplicity of some parts of the map. It kind of takes the formula of the Reese and doesn't really innovate a huge amount. Teleporters are very similar to the dragons. The Pack-a-Punch is just in a different spawn location. The Easter egg is cool. Don't get me wrong, one of the coolest Easter eggs and quite possibly one of the coolest boss fights ever in a Zombies map. But when I think of GOATs, I think of these 5, and I don't think of GK, but I think of it as being the closest thing. And I think that's where it sits. And I don't really have much other justification to say. Besides the fact that GK is so well made, and apart from my own personal conflictions I have with the map, there is nothing I can do to improve. Also, the Wonder Weapon, for once, in one of the Black Ops 3's game cycles, the Wonder Weapon isn't stupidly overpowered and broken, which I totally appreciate. It's very, very helpful and very, very good on lower rounds, but on higher rounds, this thing is not insanely broken. It's not going to completely ruin the map for you. Speaking of Wonder Weapons that completely ruin the map for you, Revelations. I can't put it above Zetsubou because it just didn't innovate. We were asking for this map and we wanted this map, and I'm very happy we got it, but the Easter egg steps are meaningless and pointless. The upgrade quest for the Apothicon Servant is meaningless and pointless. A lot of this map just feels meaningless and pointless, and I have no idea why they decided to introduce all of these little additions to the map. Why? Why do we have to shoot random 5 rocks in the air for no reason, like from miles away, in order to get the upgrade quest for the Apothicon Servant? Why do we have to shoot rocks and bones around the map in order to do the Easter egg? And the boss fight is severely underwhelming. When we were supposed to get the Great War map, and we got this, massive letdown. Massive letdown. But Black Ops 3 overall, there is no map that is worse than good, which is a massive, massive benefit for Black Ops 3 because it did such a good job of making incredible maps. And the only reason I shit on Zetsubou and Revelations so much is because of what it has to compare to. It's got to compare to 2 GOATs, a great map, and an amazing map that is borderline GOAT. Of course, I'm going to look at Zetsubou and Revelations badly when its comparisons are that much better. Okay. Like I said, when I look at the maps around it, obviously Revelations hasn't got anything after it to compare to that's a fair comparison, but Revelations has to compare to Gorod, which is leagues better, and Zetsubou has to compare to Depths of the Horizon and Gorod, which are both leagues better. So I feel sorry for them, but it's where they sit. Black Ops 3 versions of maps just take the originals and make them slightly better. Apart from Nukt. Nukt's charm is that at any point you could die because you're so underprepared against the zombies. and in a tight and confined space. In Black Ops 3 you get the ability to pack a punch through gobble gums, you get perks, you get so many additional stuff, and the Black Ops 3 weapons, which are so much more powerful than Black Ops 1 and World at War, which means that I can't put Nakhtar on Toten from Black Ops 3 above. Plus, they didn't really fix the spawn thing. It still takes forever to get zombies to spawn into first room at early rounds. I kind of want to put this at bad. I kind of don't think it's good. The only reason Naxx is here, on average for me, is because of the atmosphere and because of the charm of the map. And Black Ops 3 just takes away the charm and it takes away the atmosphere. Here's the thing. I don't load up into a Chronicles map thinking I'm going to play Nacht. Why? Why would I play it? Why would I ever want to play Nacht when I've got Verrückt, Shino, Kino, Ascension, Strangler, Moon, and Origins? Why would I ever want to play Nacht over those? And I think for that reason it has to go here. It didn't innovate. It had nothing to innovate from because they introduced everything they did in every other map, but Nacht loses its charm because of that, and it's so upsetting. Verrückt fixes itself, which means that it's better than the World War version and better than the Black Ops 1 version. But I don't think it's better than Kino. Or if it is, it's only very slightly, so I'm going to leave it there. Adding Gobblegums and Black Ops 3 weapons to this doesn't make Verrückt that much easier. It makes it a little bit easier. It took away the zombies can spawn anywhere on the map thing, which is both good and bad, because now there's like 2 barrier spawns that you can abuse. But at the same time, it kind of fixes a few things about Verrückt. Obviously Jug is more consistent, super sprinters don't exist. Yeah, it takes away the charm of things, but it also fixes the map, and I think it does more fixing than it does get rid of the charm of the map. Verrückt in Black Ops 3 is not scary, which I think is the thing that makes Verrückt originally amazing, is that it is the most scary zombies experience you could have to that point of any map. Like, up to Black Ops 3, it's the most scary zombies experience of all. Shino in Black Ops 3 gets fixed, but the whole thing with Shino is that the engine makes the map better. So it's got to go in average, at least. It's better than Nuketown, but it is average. There's not really much to comment on. It doesn't do much to improve. It's another one of those, why would I ever play it? With Verrückt, at least I would play it because I want the challenge of playing Verrückt, whereas I would ever play Black Ops 3 Shino. I just play the original. Right, what does Black Ops 3 Shino introduced that isn't already in the map? Gobblegums, cool. I don't really want to use Gobblegums all the time to rely on as a crutch. Kino Black Ops 3 gets fixed massively and becomes way better. Where is original Kino? Kino's here. Black Ops 1 Kino is better than Strangler, better than Moon because it's not as glitchy. Better than Ascension, but not better than Revelations. The addition of Gobblegums and things on this map make it way better. Stamina Up makes this map a way better. Widow's Wine makes it, like, training in different spots more doable, so this map is a bit more, you get a bit more innovative with this map. It takes away all of the glitches, like the fire trap glitch, but what it takes away, it gives more. I think Kino de Toten on Black Ops 3 is more playable than Black Ops 1, but I think that's the engine helping it out, and I have to give it points, because if you look at all of the maps, you're going to compare them evenly. What am I going to compare Black Ops 3 Kino to? Black Ops 1, and it does it way better. Ascension in Black Ops 3 is the same thing, so it's going to be wherever Ascension is, but better, and it's better than Kino. Always has been, always will be. Strangler Black Ops 3 is better, but it's lower than... I don't know, man. Strangler's still challenging on this game. Still challenging, but it's nice. I like the fact that it's challenging. I wouldn't change anything about Black Ops 3 Strangler. I think the Gobblegums fix on monkey rounds in Black Ops 3. That goes there. I don't think there's anything else to add to that. Moon fixes all of the issues that the original Moon have and makes it way better. Black Ops 3 version of Moon is what Black Ops 1 should have been. And for that reason alone, it's got to go up here, and it's possibly got to go in Great. Is it better than 5? Yeah. Is it better than Buried? No. Here's the thing, Black Ops 1 Moon was limited by glitches, the astronaut, and a couple of other things. But Black Ops 3 Moon fixes that. All of the glitches are gone, the astronaut now always spawns in the start room, so it's more manageable to deal with, and you get the alternate pack-a-punch abilities, means that you can insta-kill the Moon Man, which fixes this map so well. And the excavators are better. They're like, I don't know, yeah, are they better in this game? I don't think they make a difference. But Black Ops 3 Moon is so much better than Black Ops 1. Leagues ahead, so much better. Oh, and the colours in the Biodome, man, they like bumped up the colours on all of these maps, and Moon gets a massive benefit from it, because before Moon was grey, everywhere was grey. Biodome was like mildly green, but really dark green. And in Black Ops 3 they fixed it and made it look bright green, and now it's an absolute delight to the eyes. Also, Area 51, after the Earth has been blown up at the end, is its own experience and own environment, and it looks so good. Origins in Black Ops 3 gets worse. Is it amazing? Here's the thing, Black Ops 3, in order for the remasters to do better than the previous versions, they have to improve. Obviously. But in order for them to be rated fairly against their previous ones, they have to do better or as good as the original, and this is way worse because the glitches that were in Black Ops 2 Origins helps it. So like the Firestaff glitch to do the Easter egg step is taken away in Black Ops 3, which means that the Easter egg quest is so much more difficult unnecessarily. And I think Gobblegums don't really make it better. The mud is like ridiculously cranked up, like the mud is on crack in Black Ops 3. It's so overpowered, it slows you down so much. Yeah, I don't think Black Ops 3, there is no reason why I would ever want to play Black Ops 3 Origins over Black Ops 2. The alternate ammo types just don't make a difference because you've got staffs. Like, staffs don't change from BO2 to BO3, so why? And I think for that reason it's going to be ranked lowly. I think it's going to be ranked low. Is it still better than Ascension? Yes. So I think it sits here. Maybe better than Rev. I think it splits Rev and Zetspo. I think that's a fair placement. People are probably looking at this thinking that I'm completely off my nut, but it's 3 AM, so that's probably why. Okay. Yeah, you should probably just avoid Voyage. Here's the thing, Voyage has no excuses of hardware limitation because it's the first Black Ops 4 map, and it's fucking awful. The layout is awful, every room looks the same, the Easter egg is no fun, the Kraken Wonder Weapon is dumb. I've only played this map about 10 times, and I would never play it ever again. I will not be touching this map ever again. I did the Easter egg, I did a high round run, and that's pretty much it. I will not be touching this map again, I will not be doing anything with this map again, and Black Ops 4 as a whole is a bit of a joke in places. This is one of the massive jokes in the game. Voyage is a joke, it's not good. It had so much potential with the Titanic theme, and it's all squandered, and I'm so sorry Jason Blundell, because I know you probably put a lot of time and effort into this map, but it just didn't hit. Which is fine, you've had so many hitters like so far that a miss is fine. But yeah, actively avoid it. Not as bad as Transit because it's not limited by glitches and the hardware. But it's bad because it has no limitations, yet still under-delivers, sorry. 9 did the complete opposite. 9 is so much fun and amazing. The theme is cool, the back punch is cool. The middle area is cool. There's so many boss zombies which kind of limits it a little bit. But it's better than the Giant, which is like the determining factor of what classifies as an amazing map at this point, so. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think it's fair to put 9 there. Is it better than BO1 Doris? Yeah, fuck it, I would actually put it better than BO1 Doris. Classified's underrated. I quite like Classified, I think it's good. I think the additional rooms that are added to Classified are pretty much useless, apart from the top floor one, which is kind of helpful. They took away the Yuri Gogori though, which is the Pentagon Thief, which is really upsetting because I thought he was one of the most amazing specialist rounds we've ever had. And it's just so upsetting to see him go. But I did round 150 in this map, which is the Easter egg, and it's such a dumb Easter egg. Why would you ever set like a 150 as being the Easter egg of a map, especially if it's not going to be like the cutscene ends the map, you're going to only have it be a cutscene, then you'll go back to gameplay, just make it 100. What's the point of doing 150? What does that do? This map was also incredibly glitchy upon release, no one could get to high rounds, so it's got to be downranked for that. It's good. It's not as good as Zetsubo, and I think for the fact that Origins Black Ops 3 is Origins, it couldn't ever be better than that. It's better than Revelations. This is actively bad, don't ever touch it. Do you know what? Here's the thing, it has to go down here. Because whereas this you can play and have fun, this you can't have fun with. Blood had so much opportunity because it's a mob remake, and it fucking squanders it horrendously. Horrendously. This map saw Mob of the Dead and went, I'ma take a shit on that. The Easter egg takes so long. Some of the cutscenes are amazing, but the Easter egg takes so long, and the payoff is just not satisfying enough to make it worthwhile doing. I did the Easter egg once, not doing it again. I did a high round once, not doing it again. Yeah, the high rounds on this map are a joke, the Easter egg's a joke, the map layout is a joke. There's half of the map that's never used ever, and the other half has been completely ruined with what the original had. There's no afterlife, the pack-a-punch system is different, the wonder weapon, it just doesn't hit as the same, and I know people love the magma gap, but it just doesn't hit the same. Because of the ray fires being so overpowered, the what's it called? The spinny thing, Tomahawk. Can't remember what it's called. That's really annoying me. Hell's Retriever. The Hell's Retriever is practically useless because of the ray fires being so good, and that's pretty much my summary of the map. And the Warden's Office area is just awful. It's so poorly designed. It's so claustrophobic. It's so horrible. It's so tight and unnecessary, and it's just poor bit of map design. It felt like they did the map and then went, let's just add this on, and did it awfully. Sorry Lex, I've never played Dead of the Night. See, here's the thing, I stopped playing Black Ops 4 at this point because half of the maps really disappointed me. And Dead of the Night didn't get advertised at all. The marketing for it just didn't exist. It just dropped and people were like, oh, this map exists, I'll go and download it. I was not there because of the marketing. Never played it. I've played Ancient Evil, but I haven't played enough of it to make a fair judgment. Which is upsetting, but it's true. I didn't play enough of Ancient Evil to make a fair judgment on it. I'm not going to sit here and say it's the best thing ever because I know other people have. I played it. I think it's a great map. I think it was a really good addition to the Chaos storyline. I've seen Easter egg playthroughs of it. I've seen high round playthroughs of it. I think it looks great. I've just never played it. I don't know how it plays. But it's got to go there. Alpha Omega is bad. Better than Farm. Not as good as Die Rise. I think the funniest thing about this is the fact that all Alpha Omega had to do is be better than Nuketown, and it failed to do it. I get the fact that Activision took over with this map, but this map feels so weirdly sparse. Like, you load into the map and you load into an area where you drop down into the main area, and it's like, really? This is Nuketown? This is so sparse, there's nothing here, it's very empty, the wonder weapons are extremely underwhelming. Like, what are you doing? You haven't even added a wonder weapon. It's just fucking useless. It's just 4 of the same thing with different variants. Like, if you're going to do that, at least make it good. At least with the staffs, you've got different versions that do different things. With this, you've got, okay, I've got the Ray Gun Mark II, Fire Edition, or Explosion Edition, or Electric Edition, or Dual World Edition. I don't care, I don't want these. This isn't innovation, this is just fucking awful. Yeah, I played Alpha Omega because I was excited to see the old crew come back and play again. Kinda wish I didn't play it. Kinda regret doing that. Because it made me never want to come back and play ever again, which is what I did with Tag. I never played Tag. And I'm very sorry. Do you know what the most embarrassing part is? I have the season pass for Black Ops 4 on Xbox. Never played half the maps. I never played Dead of the Night because I never realised it existed until YouTubers started playing it, and then by that point I didn't care to play it. I played Ancient Evil twice, and I played Tug the Totem 0 times. I don't think apart from seeing the Easter egg being completed on livestream, I don't think I've ever seen the map be played. The only thing I'm aware of is the Easter egg completion, the fact that the wonder weapons are a little bit of a joke in terms of you've got like a sniper wonder wolf that is awful, and the Tundra gun, which is the most horribly ironic wonder weapon name of all time. I swear someone went, hey look, guys, guess what? Thunder gun, more like Tundra gun, and then made a Winter's version of it. Like, what are you doing? The Thunder gun in the Winter's Howl did not need to have a baby, and it did not need to be that fucking horrendous. Anyway, that's the summary of those. There is some more to go off of here. A lot of these are going to be blasting through because I haven't played them before. Final Rake is good. I've played it. I had a lot of fun with it, and I think the atmosphere is really cool. It did a better job than Zetspo on release, and considering it's the opening map for a zombies game, where I don't think they really tried a proper horror zombies experience up until then, is awesome. The atmosphere of this map is amazing. The bosses aren't ridiculously over the top, and some of the smaller Easter eggs in this map is cool. I've never done the actual Easter egg, but it's cool. Groston House is pretty much nucked without the charm, so it's kind of got to go here, or I guess here. It doesn't offend me, so it should go in average, but I don't feel like it should go in average because then I'm rating it too highly. It just didn't do anything wrong, but didn't do anything special. I think that's the problem with it. Outbreak I played a lot of, and I actually think it's really good. Yeah, I'd put Outbreak there, or there, maybe. Oh, hello, there. I think that's fair. No, maybe not. Oh, I don't know, man, where would it go? Outbreak isn't better than the Black Ops 3 remakes. It's better than the original Ascension. Outbreak is a very mid-map. It's a cool introduction into exosuit zombies. The EMZs are fucking atrocious and a really awful in addition. The Easter egg is very mid. The characters are very awful. The map is just a bit meh, but it's not bad. Fucking hell, every time I talk about it, I just want to rank it lower. Oh yeah, fuck it, it's gonna go here. Yeah, it's gonna go here. There's nothing special about it, it's very... No, I'm not ranking it above Town. Yeah, Outbreak's just very mid. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just like, if someone said what your thoughts and opinions on Outbreak, I'd go which one, and then if they said Outbreak from Exo Zombies, I'd be like, meh, a waste of money. Not worth purchasing the DLC. There are some cool things that they innovate with. The Pack-a-Punch system is arse, but at least they tried something different. The infected round is so cool. Such a cool idea. I don't know why no one has ever thought of this concept before, and I know it's a pain in the arse in practice to do, but the fact that they haven't made the infected rounds too massively overpowered but too easy is such a nice little, like, middle of the road. They managed to meet the middle of the road mark perfectly. Yeah, the Easter egg is very mid. The map's very mid. Yeah, infection rounds salvage this map a little bit, otherwise I think it would go in average. It's just good. Infection is fucking awful. Here's the thing, Bus Depot... Let me explain my reason for ranking these. This had all of the formulas to do something good, but didn't, that's why it's here. This didn't have all of the formulas to do something, and it did try, but it fucking failed horrendously bad. If you were to, like, compare these to kids in your class, this is the kid that has the rich parents but never manages to do anything with its career, despite the fact that it's given a private education. This is the kid that is like an absolute blast to be around because he will make the most amazing jokes, but you know that deep down inside he is like the wrong person to be around. Like, don't be around him. Like, you know you shouldn't be speaking to him because he's going to bring out the worst in you, but he's an absolute blast to speak to. This is the kid that sits in the corner and picks its nose, and then tries to remind you that it, like, made this funny joke one time back like 3 years ago in school, and it's always living off of the fact that it did something cool 3 years ago. This map is this kid would be like, just don't speak to him. Let him sit in the corner, still reminiscing about Yu-Gi-Ohs after 20 years. Like, great, we can all talk about Yu-Gi-Oh, but this kid, his only thing in his whole life that he ever lives off of is Yu-Gi-Oh, and it's gone. It's long gone at this point. You are in college, and this kid's still talking about Yu-Gi-Oh. And this is the kid that picks its bogeys in the corner. It picks its nose and eats its bogeys in the corner. This is what Infection is. And I just cannot forgive it for that. Carrier I never played. Descent I played a couple of times. It kind of did everything that Outbreak did, but slightly better, I suppose. There's nothing special about it. Do you know what? These maps are bang average. I preferred Outbreak over Descent. It's a personal thing. Zombies in Spaceland is amazing. I get it. I totally get the hype around Zombies in Spaceland. I didn't play any of the other maps besides Raven the Redwoods, and I'll explain why when I get there. No, I did play Attack of the Radioactive thing as well. But Zombies in Spaceland hit so well. It brought in so many new things. It tried to be really innovative and over the top and wacky and insane, and it did a really good job of it. And I give it total credit for that. This thing is like, if Jimmy Zielinski tried to go with the concept of making a sandbox map in Buried, this is a sandbox map if it was done perfectly. I think it's better than the Black Ops 1 Darius. I have to rate it highly, and I think it does a better job than 9. I'm going to put 9 behind Darius. And the reason I'm doing that is because 9's map is quite small. Whereas Zombies in Spaceland is so expansive, so creative, so like ridiculously over the top, and I love it. Raven the Redwoods is bang average. Oh, almost knocked over my water. It's better than these. Oh, shit. No. Ooh, there. There. It's better than these. But it doesn't do anything special. Shaolin Shuffle's bad. Don't play it. Just avoid it. It's better than Groston House because at least it's creative and innovative, but don't play it. This thing is fucking awful. How anyone can ever like justify Attack of the Radioactive Thing's existence is beyond me, because this map is fucking atrocious, and I'm putting it there. It's better than Blood because at least it doesn't offend me, but this map is so actively bad. Imagine if you went, okay, what was the worst bit of every other map so far put together? You're like, okay, well, Black and White from Ascension, people hated that. Okay, cool, got it, good idea. People really hated Underpound Wonder Weapons, for example, like 5. Okay, yeah, we can do that. People really didn't like the really basic, like, slimmed down aesthetics of a map, so stuff like Shino Numa and the way that Ascension is, like, so big and has nothing really in the map. People don't really like that. Okay, cool, guys, so we've got the perfect map idea, right? Hear me out. Let's stick everything together in a map that people don't like and put it forwards. That's Attack of the Radioactive Thing. Name me something on this map that redeems it, and don't talk about any of the boss fights because I'm not including those. It's got weird creatures that just shouldn't exist for no good reason. The map is horribly, weirdly open and just uninteresting. It's not aesthetically pleasing on the eye, and the Wonder Weapon is fucking abysmal. This map is bad. I don't want anyone here to say anyone else. The Beast from Beyond is relying on a crutch of having, like, what's it called? The aliens from the previous game mode and like the previous game is a crutch for this map, and I cannot give it any credit for that. Here's the thing, Attack of the Radioactive Thing is actively bad. Beast from Beyond is like, hey guys, do you remember this aliens thing? We know you didn't like it, but we're forcing it down your throats anyway. Please fuck off, Beast from Beyond. You've played you're not good. I don't want to hear any of this fucking BS about the maps, like, oh no guys, remember we did that one thing that's one time that you really enjoyed. It's like, no we didn't. No one ever asked you to bring back the aliens. Go away, we don't want you. Get out of here. Darkest Shore, I am so glad I'm saying this. I'm so glad I'm saying this, and I'm so glad I'm saying this. I never played any of these 3, and I'm so happy because apparently they were fucking abysmal. I am so sorry. Oh, and this can go as well. Never played it. So happy I never played it. I have avoided most of the bad maps over the years. Carrier, I avoided. It was bad. Tag apparently wasn't very good. Darkest Shore is awful, Shadowed Throne is awful, Frozen Dawn is awful, and Tortured Path is often referred to as being the second worst zombies game mode after Vanguard, which is like the lowest barrier possible. Yeah, it's really bad. 5OC never played. Dead Ops Arcade is such a weirdly different game mode, and I don't really want to give it... Oh man. How do you rank Dead Ops Arcade? Here's the thing, I don't want to rank it poorly, because it's its own thing. I will come back to D Machine, I'll come back to that in a second, because that's the last map that I have played that I will put in the ranking system. Such a weird one. I know I'm missing other maps from here as well. Any of the Cold War maps that I'm missing, I haven't played. I played D Machine with my brother, and that was it. I've played nothing else on it. Do you know what? I'm going to ignore Dead Ops Arcade. Just to clarify, if Dead Ops Arcade was to go anywhere, it would kind of sit in the just below average category. That's pretty much what I think of Dead Ops. It's an additional game mode that's a bit of like a throwaway arcade thing. And it should never be treated as anything more than that, really. It's kind of like it exists, you can't criticise it because it doesn't do anything wrong. It just doesn't need to be here. D Machine's good. But how good is it? Better than Moon, better than Ascension, better than Kino and Black Ops 3, better than Revelations. I'm going to have to reshuffle a couple of these maps, I think. Better than Classified. Better than BO3 Origins. Yeah, D Machine's good. I think it sits there. I don't think there's any reason to give it any higher. Here's the thing with D Machine. The map is easy. I talked about this thing earlier where maps kind of get a downfall off of being too easy. That's kind of what Ascension's downfall is. This map is way too easy. It's so easy. You get these, you get the Wonder Weapon. You've got really easy training areas to stay in, and the Megatron, or Megalodon as I like to call him, he's not a difficult boss to beat. If you know how to train, you can easily do 100 on D Machine easy. And the Wonder Weapon is like, you can get infinite ammo for it because you can suck up the zombies. It's really not that challenging of a map. There's nothing in this map that will ever challenge you. But that's kind of Cold War. Cold War doesn't really ever challenge you. It kind of just gives you the tools to play a really mediocre zombies experience. Like, I would say D Machine is, out of what I've seen of all of the stuff, because I've watched videos on all of these maps I haven't ranked. Apart from the few at the bottom that I've actively avoided for as long as possible, I'll also, just to establish, these four are in their own little category because they're fucking awful. Yeah, I just can't rank D Machine any higher than it is because it doesn't do anything to make me want to replay it a ridiculous amount of times. I'll just play it every so often with my brother, and if my brother wants to play it, you know it's easy enough that a 14-year-old who's never played Call of Duty before can play it. So it's kind of where it sits. I think that's everything. What would my top 10 include? Giant as number 10, 9, 9 at 9, how ironic. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, yeah, I'm happy with that order. I think my top 10's fine. Buried being number 11 makes sense. Black Ops 3 Moon, yeah, fair enough. All of the different versions of like the variations of maps sitting where they are is kind of like it's a bit of a weird one, because whereas I'd rank Moon really highly, it's, you know, where it sits is a bit funky. I don't think I should have put Final Reich as high as it is. Here's the thing, Final Reich innovates, which is what I've given it a lot of credit for, and the atmosphere is really good. But I would go back and I'd rather play D Machine, or I'd rather play Classified or Revelations. I'm not going to downgrade it because of that, because that's my own personal preference at the moment. I think this is where everything sits. Faction is worse, Bus Depot, yep. Oh, no, don't do that. Beast from Beyond, yep. Just going through and double checking my mind. Yeah. I think I've justified all my reasonings for all of these as well. Yeah, fair. Fair. I was just going to do the placements of Black Ops 1, Black Ops 3, and What It Was, you know. Verarched, yeah. Black Ops 1 Kino better than Black Ops 3 Verarched? Yeah, I suppose. Where have I put Black Ops 3 Kino? Okay, behind Shangri-La and Ascension, fair enough. I really don't know of my placement of Zetspo because I think I've ranked it too harshly, but that's only because I'm comparing it to the games around it. Because realistically, Zetspo in its own bubble of... If Zetspo was in Black Ops 4, for example, and plays the exact same way it does in Black Ops 3, I think I'd rank it a lot higher. I think I'd give it more credit as being the only good map, or one of the better maps in a series of not-so-great maps. No, I think this is fair. I don't think there's anything massively out of place here. I think that's kind of where everything sits. So yeah, my top 10 would be The Giant, 9, Der Riese from Black Ops 1, Zombies in Spaceland, Gora Krovi, Call of the Dead, Rise and Drag, More Dead, Origins, and Shadows of Evil, which is absolutely kind of how I feel about the maps. Like, if you ask me my top 5, this is the top 5 I'd give you any day of the week. Yeah, there's nothing out of place here. And for anyone reacting to this, let me know in the comments section of anything that I did horrendously wrong, or anyone in the comments section at all. Feel free to let me know if I did anything horrendously wrong, or what you would put as your top 5, because I'm intrigued. Like, anything from 6 to 10 is like, maybe I'd change a few things about, like maybe I'd put Buried just inside the top 10. Maybe I'd put 5 slightly lower down than it actually is, but I think just because of what it's surrounded by in terms of Kino and Ascension, it does a lot better job than those two. If there's anything that you disagree with, let me know. I would be looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. Where have I put Black Ops 1, Der Riese? Oh, it's above. Okay, cool, yeah. Okay. Alright, thank you everyone. Thank you for watching. If you're watching this on the VOD on YouTube, please subscribe, please follow. Please follow the Twitch as well. I stream on Twitch every so often with Black Ops, World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3 Zombies. I also play Counter-Strike as well, but I don't stream that. But I will be streaming my Formula 1 commentary and Counter-Strike commentary as well on my second channel, but you'll find that over on Twitch. So I will have links to my second channel on Twitch, where I will do commentaries for any of those things. So if you're interested at all, feel free to head over there, have a look. Please like and share this to anyone that you feel would like to see this video. I think the actual VOD's going to be about an hour and 15 minutes long. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And don't forget, if you're still here at the end, leave a little happy birthday in the comments section, because it was indeed my birthday when I recorded this. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good one, and I'll see you later.